Welcome to the show, everybody. I don't think anybody's here. Maybe one person's here. Basically, the way this is going to work is I'm just going to do this as if it was like, a podcast that I was going to be recording. It's just I don't have the time to edit anything this week, so I thought it'd be kind of fun to try this out. We've got a few people here. I see three little eye symbols in the top corner. We've got three people. If we do somehow manage to get to 20, then we'll do some kind of giveaway. I don't plan on that happening, but if it does by some miracle, yeah, I don't know what we'll give away. I won't give away Basil the Dog, but maybe a Basil autographed paddle or something. But yeah, thanks everybody who is here for tuning in. I'm just going to kind of keep rambling a little bit. We'll see if maybe a few more people will tune in, and then we'll get underway here. Basically, plan for this is to talk about some PPA results, maybe look at the bracket a little bit, look at some notable results, maybe try to make see if we can come up with any hot takes about the Big Four era. Is it already over? Is it really just kind of Ben and Gabe are the team to beat? And what's up with Matt Wright, the 50-year-old? I know he's not actually 50, but crashing Championship Sunday. That's pretty wild. That was pretty wild. So a lot to talk about for PPA, but I'm really more interested in talking about MLP playoffs. I mean, we've been building up to this, so I think it's be a lot of fun. I'm excited for that. So also, I think Cali might be joining us, so we'll see if that ends up happening. I sent him the link. I know he was out and about. So yeah, like I said, I how about this background too? I'm on my kitchen counter. I'm so scared. This is like found footage of pickleball ramblings of a crazy person. Yeah, so Blair Witch Pickleball. That's a good one there from Drummy. Also, feedback, please provide it. I literally have no idea what I'm doing. I think I'm on a StreamYard free trial. So, Chris Cali is bringing in the groceries, so he'll be here in a little bit. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. That'll be fun. But yeah, let's go ahead and I guess might as well just dive into what we've got here. So we've got a little. Let me see what I'm doing here. Like I said, no idea what I'm doing, so bear with me. But here we've got some slides to go through. So yeah, like I said, I'm calling this Chatty Pickles. I've been trying to come up with maybe do I need to have branding, some kind of name for what I'm doing? I just call it like the Matty Pickles YouTube channel. I don't know. So that's what we're going with for now. Again, feedback. Let me know if that name's kind of stupid. I think it is kind of stupid, but it is kind of funny. And also, like right now, when I'm just rambling, you can call it Chatty Pickles. But yeah, here's a few things I want to talk about. PPA Bristol. We can briefly talk about the PPA signing frenzy. MLP playoffs, of course. I mean, the format, it's pretty simple once you wrap your head around it. And then we've also got gambling, kind of. And there is been MLP expansion. And also, I just think this is so funny that there are now two competing senior pro leagues. There's like 300 roster spots now just for senior pros. Like it's pretty funny. I'm calling it the Boomer Tour Wars. So then, yeah, we'll close it out with some fun with charts. And that's kind of the plan for what we're doing today. And we've already crushed the Vegas. They set the line at 7.5 over under for concurrent viewers. I already see 11. I mean, we're not going to crush my record, which was the MLP draft live stream where we somehow had like 150, 200 people in here. But yeah, that's pretty good numbers for me. So I do appreciate everybody for tuning in, and let's go ahead and dive in. Here we've got PPA Bristol. And I mean, the biggest thing to me lately has just been men's doubles. It's kind of the most interesting. I don't want to say like it just kind of is the way it is. Like I still prefer usually, if there's a really good women's doubles or even mixed doubles, I usually am drawn to those as well. But lately, especially in Championship Sunday, like men's doubles has kind of been where it's at with the whole Big Four era. But to me, it kind of is starting to feel like this Ben and Gabe Tardio team are really coming together super strongly. I mean, this was kind of a weird week where it wasn't like a full draw. Christian Alshon, I think he was scheduled to play with Wang Yun, which is how we're now pronouncing Kwang Duong for those who don't know. And then that obviously fell apart. So kind of just a weird tournament too. Andre Diascu was not partnered up with his usual partner as well. So it was just kind of a weird tournament. The whole Big Four thing. This was probably we'll probably get back to, I think, those kind of matchups being the norm. But you've got to give a shout out to not only Matt Wright winning silver, Riley Newman winning bronze. We had Tyson McGuffin in the semis as well. I mean, it was pretty crazy. Oh, we've got Camilla, Zilvetti in the chat. Oh, I just butchered your name. Congrats. Like I said, no idea what I'm doing here. Yeah. So moving on from men's doubles, I mean, onto women's doubles, it's just like it was just kind of starting to get good. And I know that it seemed like Annalie and Catherine had kind of cracked the code a little bit, maybe like we weren't getting. I'm not falling for that one. In the chat there. But it's just like women's doubles and mixed doubles. Like I struggle to maintain interest throughout an entire PPA when it just feels inevitable. And I know 2 tournaments ago or back in April, whatever it was, the Johnsons got one off Ben and Annalie, but I don't know. And I know even this one, it went to five games, but still, like it just feels inevitable. So that's kind of where I am at women's doubles. Or in mixed doubles as well. I do think like this whole Rachel and Catherine partnership was kind of fun last tournament. And now we have Rachel kind of hopping around, Georgia Johnson also hopping around partnerships as well. Definitely really interesting to see that. I kind of feel like I would like to see, and I think a lot of you might agree with me, like I would really like to see Georgia settle in with one partnership. And the most obvious choice for that would have to be Tyra Black. I mean, we've seen what they've done at MLP. So that's I would like to see that. I feel like when you have the rest of the field partner hopping around, it's just I don't know. I feel like you need to build up like a rapport or have a partnership that has that rapport already if you really want to challenge and take out Annalie and Anna Bright, because it's just tough. I mean, they're a tough team. So moving down along to singles, we have, I mean, men's singles. I saw, I don't know who tweeted this. I saw it somewhere, but somebody was comparing it to like a golf draw right now. And I mean, that's kind of feels like a good way to like where we were at with it. We're like, you don't know for sure who's going to win it. You can probably have a good idea of the names that will be in the mix more often than not. But like, if you just look at the seeds that make a quarterfinals or a semifinals, I think I tweeted it felt like you were just pulling numbers out of like the little bingo ball machine, I mean, pretty wild times for men's singles. John Lucian Goins, the one who got done. They call him like Johnny G. I mean, that's kind of a cool name. I don't know. I kind of vibe with that. Gabe Joseph also back on the podium. He's one of the guys that like has sneakily like been around for a really long time. Like he's like a silver medal all the way back in like 2021 or 2022. So like he's kind of one of those, like he's an OG, And then Christian Alshon getting a bronze. Moving on to women's singles too is another. It's like when Annalie doesn't play women's singles, I'm more interested in watching women's singles. It's just like it feels like it just matters a little bit more. Everybody's going to be just like this is your chance to get a medal. You don't have to go through Annalie for one, so it just always feels like it kind of ramps up a little bit for me. But yeah, that's a rundown of the PPA Bristol results. Chat, it's funny like talking to Chat. Like I always say like, hey Chat, whatever. But like I actually have Chat. What do we think of PPA Bristol? Yeah. And also, am I doing a good job? I'm just kind of rambling here. So we'll kind of just keep going. Chat's here. Tyra and Georgia would be scary. Yeah. I mean, we've seen them before. We need Basil the Dog. I don't know where Basil is right now. He's out and about somewhere. Well, we'll get him in here. The courts, everything good at Bristol. I know last year too was kind of a whole storyline with, I forget if they were like too gritty. Is that what it was? Or they were not, they were super fast. I think they like forgot to put the sand on it. This was the tournament too last year where it was Alshon and Wang Yun got the gold. They kind of broke through. They were the Texas Ranchers pairing at the time. By the way, shout out to the Texas Ranchers. Hooked me up with his jersey. Love that. But that was also randomly like the one PPA recap video I've done that like actually got good views. I had like 20,000 views on that. I think it was just like a really catchy, like the way that they played, they were just hitting the crap out of the ball. And it was also like, if you look back on kind of the downfall of the Johns Bros as a partnership, I specifically remember like doing this recap video because it did so well. But there was like this one moment where Wang just like hit a drive and Colin just watched it go past him, and you could just see the slumped shoulders from Ben. So I think there's a little bit of history at this event. So that's just one thing that kind of stands out. Texas Ranchers, more like the Texas Suckers. We'll see about that. We'll get into a little MLP preview here in just a minute. But yeah, that about wraps up PPA Bristol. Oh yeah, also women's singles. We had to talk about Anna Bright entering the draw. Always fun when the players who don't usually play singles, you know, throw their hat into the ring. And for Anna in particular, it was interesting because she beat Leia Jansen, which is an incredibly good win. She beat Georgia Johnson, but not only are those like good wins, those are also potential playoff dream breaker previews. Like if we get the Dallas Flash versus St. Louis Shock in a dream breaker in like a championship, like that head to head, depending on, I guess St. Louis would be setting the lineups. Like you'd have to imagine there's a little bit of confidence you're building there going into that matchup. And I see we're at 14 concurrent viewers. We're so close. If we get to 20 concurrent viewers, we will do a giveaway. Like anybody who's left a comment or something, we'll do a giveaway. So tell your friends to come in here. And if they want to watch me sit in a dark room and shout about pickleball to them, I mean, who wouldn't want to spend their Wednesday night like that? So, but yeah, again, that should be a wrap for PPA Bristol. And no, I'm not giving away Basil. Basil will not be the prize. And we'll move on. We got some charts. This right here is the 2025 PPA medal count. Can y'all see this? Is this big enough? Am I in the way or anything? But basically, let me do full screen here for this. I don't know. I love these charts. I think they're fun. You can see Annalie Waters, Ben Johns at the top. Notably, Anna Bright has 3 gold medals so far in 2025, and all 3 of those have come in the last 3 tournaments, playing alongside Annalie Waters. So yeah, Anna Bright had no golds until making the switch up. So if you think about how much money could be on the line in the future with these new contracts, and she was a name that just signed, I kind of think like you have to realize that like this is legit money going behind these decisions. It's not like willy-nilly. You know, I don't think she made that decision lightly. Like it's probably like $100,000 to even $200,000 like decision there. So yeah, let me know if anything else jumps out at you in these charts, but I'm just going to kind of keep moving along. We'll take a quick look at the women's pro doubles 2025 PPA medal count. And I mean, look how many medals Rachel Rohrbacher has, but is, you know, unable to break through and get that gold yet. I feel like we might see it. It would probably be in a tournament where the Annas aren't playing. Just feels like that would be the easiest, but still. Men's pro doubles. This is a very interesting chart because like we talk about the big 4 era is kind of like what people have been calling it, myself included. I feel like it's catchy. It's good for like a thumbnail, good for a title. Yeah, hard to see the charts. Just talk through them. I can try to zoom in a little bit. Let me try a little zoom action here. Well, now you can't even see the names. Maybe that's a little bit better. Jake says Rachel will be the one to take down the Annas. Mark my words. I mean, you have to root for that. If you're not rooting for that to happen, like it's just that'd be such a good story, such a good moment. Like you gotta be rooting for that. But yeah, so like men's doubles, really interesting because you have Ben Johns now partnering with Gabe Tardio, of course. But he also did win a gold with Andre. He did win a gold with Colin earlier in the year. He's won 4 of those with Gabe this year. Gabe actually also got a gold with Tyson in Australia. You've got Christian, who's got 3 golds with Andre. You've got Andre, who also got a gold with CJ Klinger in the last event in 2024 is technically a part of the 2025 season. So you've got like this whole weird just web of like, you know, partnerships of players kind of hopping around at the top ranks of men's doubles. And it does feel like we've settled in. At least that's kind of my thought. This was kind of, again, like I said, a weird tournament. But I don't know. Really feels to me like Ben and Gabe are kind of starting to like really figure it out. And it's scary. And I just really hope that we continue to get people challenging them. Didn't Tyson also get a gold in bedroom cardio that weekend? Well, you know, as a matter of fact, he did. What a moment, you know. I think having players say crazy things like that in post-match interviews is kind of fun. Like, you know, I love J-Dub, but like I asked him a question when I was doing commentary and I just didn't get much back. And like you ask certain players like Tyson a question, like you're going to get something crazy like that back. So I think that's fun. I think that's fun. Yeah. What a moment. We're getting close to that 20 number. Somebody's got to be monitoring that. I don't have any mods, but like I should maybe I'll make Jake a mod. I don't know how to do that, but well, if people like these and we do more of them in the future, well, yeah, it was a very unhinged thing to say. Yeah, we'll be playing chess soon enough if the viewership starts to plummet. Mixed doubles count. I mean, no surprise, Ben and Annalie at the top. J-Dub and Georgia have snuck in, got a few. And Georgia, I think she played one. I think she won a gold with Hayden in that Daytona 2024. That's why she has one more than her brother J-Dub here. But yeah, here's a look at the mixed doubles count. And I just want to, hey, I'm still here, guys. Get my face back on, get some FaceTime. Like I said, no idea what I'm doing. Men's pro singles is another one that's very interesting, especially because if you consider like historically, there are only 9 players. And if you know them, drop their names in chat. There are only 9 players who have won multiple PPA Tour gold medals in singles. It's a very exclusive club. Somehow Zane Navratil is a part of that club. He won back-to-back golds in like 2022 or 2023. So good for him. Like he's won one since. And I'm also now just, I don't know what the etiquette is here, if I'm supposed to like give him time to prep or anything, but I'm going to throw our guy, Chris Cali, to the Wolves here. Welcome to the show, Chris.
What up? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can everybody else hear our guy, Chris?
Let's go. I needed time to prep. You didn't let me prep.
What am I supposed to do there? Am I supposed to? Like, I don't know how it works.
StreamYard's weird. It's just like you just hop in and then you're just like sitting there. And I can't even. I was surprised you even knew I was here. Anyways, what are we talking about?
We're talking about men's pro singles right now. We're just kind of run through some charts here.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, we'll hop on to the next one, women's pro singles, because I actually have a little activity plan for all of us. Oh my gosh, guys, we're at 21 viewers. That means we're going to be doing some kind of giveaway. What should I give away? What do y'all want? Like a paddle? Do you want some like grips? Do you want like a picture of Basil? I'll put like his like paw print on it or something.
That would be kind of fresh.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good. So let me know what you guys want for this giveaway. Also, yeah, shout out to Will in the chat. Called a few games alongside him, 3 games. I want to say in Dallas, we had 3-4-0 sweeps. You know, wasn't
Will
the most
Dalton
interesting on paper, but we had fun with it. You know, yeah, we had some fun with it.
I feel like Will Dalton is he's big time. I'm surprised.
Dude, I got celebs in my chat. Like I got all kinds of crazy.
Here.
Yeah,
Jake Drum, dang.
Yeah, the whole gang's here. So women's pro singles medal count. I mean, it runs through Annalie when she plays. When she doesn't play, it's always super fun to me because it just feels like it means a little bit more. But I want to take a look at our singles right now. And I want to see if we can do some power rankings. So I've started us off. I've put Hunter Johnson as my number 1 men's pro singles player right now. Is that controversial, Chris? Do you agree with me there? Or do you think someone else deserves that spot?
Honestly, I just like subconsciously made a face reaction at that. I didn't mean to do that, but I was like, oh, wow. But then I sat here and thought about it. And I'm like, well, who else would you put? I mean, like Fed is probably the only other argument. But like, I think this is just a matter of, are we power ranking based off of like, you know, last few months, the whole year? You know what I mean? I think that's where the conversation shifts. But Hunter Johnson's definitely a fair number 1 at this point.
How about that Dreambreaker when he just like, what was it, like 10-1 against Will Howells? Like that was again in Dallas. That was pretty, like when he brings it, he brings it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, like Hunter Johnson. I feel like that. I remember like when he first started coming up, I didn't even expect much for him in doubles, and I feel like he's now holding his own in doubles a little bit, which has been interesting. But yeah, he's just like a singles guy, you know.
Chat, do we have a pick for number 2? I'm tempted to go Fed here. He's more prone to the upsets, but like when he brings it, he's the guy.
Are we counting? Oh gosh, I'm having a brain fart. The dude who runs it in APP, he won it.
He just came over. Hayworth. Chris Hayworth.
Yeah, Chris Hayworth. Yeah,
he can be included. And also, I mean, you got to think about Armin Bhatia, who stole a few off him, and he just signed 2, I believe. Like I think both of them.
Oh, that's right. That's the guy from India.
Yeah. Hey, and fun fact, he's stayed at our house here before. So
no way.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
That house has seen some things, some people.
Whenever I had COVID, I was in the COVID bunker, which was the room that Colin lived in for like 3 months. So it was the Colin Johns suite / my COVID bunker. It was really kind of sad, depressing room.
You know, I was talking to my girlfriend last night. We were actually talking about you, and he was like, "So who is Matty Pickles? Like what's his deal?" Like, and I was basically telling her, long story short, that your origin story was people would see you playing at that court in the backyard, and they would go, "Why is he playing at Ben Johns' backyard court?"
Yes. It's an inside joke with the family. Anytime I post a clip, if it gets like a little bit of traction and gets like a good viewership, there's going to be a comment. Whose house is that? What house is that? So yeah, that's my dad's house with the blue house, red court with all the pros playing at it. So number 3, I see one vote for Christian Alshon. I don't hate that pick. I kind of like Connor Garnett too.
Yeah.
You could, I mean, but he did just get this most recent bronze. I don't know. So somebody in chat, give me a name here.
I mean, yeah, I think you got to go Connor Garnett. I mean, it's crazy how Ben Johns is not even like considered right now. You know, like I think even if you heard that last year, you'd be like, "What are you talking about, Ben?" Yeah, I don't think he's before Connor and Fed. He might. I think he might be before Christian. I think that's
is
fair,
Connor Garnett at 3 a hot take? Like, can I do a chat? Do you know, Chris? Am I allowed to do a chat? Or not a chat, a poll. Can I do a poll?
Oh, I don't think so. You could do the classic 1s if yes, 2s if no.
Okay. Chat, spam 1s if you want Ben at 3, and spam 2s if you want Connor Garnett.
Spam L if neither.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think then it would probably be Alshon.
Yeah. We'll do that, and then we'll call this exercise a wrap. Andre.
But dude, the 16-year-old, hold on. John Lucian Goins, like that dude is a menace. Like just watching him play, you're like, this guy, it's so incredible when you watch like somebody who's really young, because they just like their brain was literally like growing up on pickleball. You know, like I guess he was probably like a tennis guy or whatever, but
yeah,
still like their brain was like they just see it in such a different way. Like you literally couldn't be in your like late 20s and learn how to do those type of things. Like his brain just gets it. I feel like we're going to look back next year and we're going to be like, dang, how did we not even put him up there? Bro just won a gold at 17.
All right. I saw enough 1s in the chat. Most of them were from so we're gonna do Ben Johns at 3. We'll do Connor at 4. And then we'll do Alshon at 5. So now, like back to your thing about John Goins. He's also talked. He's like apparently a big chess player, and I've always thought the chess analogy, like as an announcer, I always feel like it's a little bit of like just kind of lazy announcing, just comparing any sporting event to chess. But the way he talked about it on the Pickle Pod was interesting. He's like pattern recognition.
Yeah,
so like I get it. You know, I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I mean when you break it down, really any sport is just problem solving. And you have certain tools to solve that problem. You know what I mean? So if you get good at like knowing what tools you have and how to solve that problem, I feel like chess is like the ultimate complexity in problem solving because you have all these different pieces that do different things. And so that doesn't surprise me to hear. I gotta watch that episode.
Let's get our number 2 women. I am partial here. I would say Kate Fahey, but you could also maybe convince me for Paris, Brooklyn, Caitlin Christian. That feels like the top 5 in Leia, of course. Like I think it's got to be.
Well, it really is Tyra, but she just won't play anymore.
Yeah, there you go. So,
but honestly,
Kate Fahey.
I guess that's fair. I would have said Caitlin Christian probably if she didn't just lose to Paris, and that's got me second guessing that. And I'm like, dang, I guess Paris really is probably the better one out of the both of them. I mean, it was close games. It was 12-10 both games.
Close games.
But Caitlin Christian had it, you know.
I mean, do we go Paris 3? Do we go Caitlin?
I think you got to go Paris 3.
We'll go Paris for now. We're gonna ride the hot hand here.
I've been surprised to see how ineffective Caitlin Christian has been in Dream Breakers, which might be a sore subject.
Well, it's funny because the Ranchers, I think, have only gone to maybe until Utah. They hadn't even gone to a Dream Breaker after making the trade for her. So it was kind of funny. Let's wrap up this with what do we think? I see a lot of Brooks. A lot of people calling for Brooke Buckner.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I think I would put Caitlin Christian above her, to be honest.
Yeah. All right, chat. Did we cook? Did we cook with this?
Solid 5s.
That feels like a solid 5. And it feels like you've got Leia, you've got Catherine Parento, like begging, like you have to, like, I mean, it's tough. It's tough. Yeah. Catherine disrespect there. Yeah. Maybe. That, when I think of Brooke Buckner at her best, that match that she had, I want to say it was PPA Daytona this year, where there were all the really good matches on Championship Sunday.
Oh yeah, I
And
think it was
she had
Daytona.
her on the ropes, man.
Yeah.
Like, it was like that was honestly Brooke at her best, and then we saw like the mental toughness of Annalie Waters at her best. So
No Salome Davidze, who has beat Annalie Waters.
by the way, I can tie out to the PPA points rankings and stuff, except for Salome. She's the one exception. And I think it's because she hasn't played a few bronze medals matches. And I think she's been docked points for that. But I haven't been able to confirm that. But I don't know. I just thought that was interesting.
That is
Salome on the outer court. Yeah.
By the way, speaking of Salome, I didn't get a chance to say this in my last episode, but I just thought this was so funny. They were playing it. Somebody called the ball out. It was in on the replay. It was like kind of close. That's why I didn't put it in hooks of the week. But it was so funny because Salome was commentating that game. And I think it was Cameron Blackwood was like, these players, they don't ever really mean to do that, right? And Salome's like, yeah, no, they never mean to do that. Meanwhile, literally, what was it, last year? She was saying on the broadcast, she's like, yeah, I've done it before on purpose. So I was like, wow, that's, at least you're honest.
Oh, by the way, Chris, can I get a quick letter grade of my setup right here? It's someone already told me it was a Blair Witch Project looking setup. So it's just me in a dark room. This
just good? Screams the family's asleep and trying to be quiet.
Yeah.
I see we got a ceiling fan back there.
Yeah.
You got like
I'm at my kitchen counter.
Hey, at least you got like bright lights in front. Do you have a ring light or is that just off the computer?
I stole the lamp from back there and just put it right here.
There you go. Okay, not bad for that. I'll give it a C+.
All right. Well, let's move on now. PPA signing frenzy. I think this is kind of interesting. Jimmy Miller's kind of been like the Woj for a pickleball. If you're not familiar with that, NBA, he's the guy who tweets out NBA draft results 2 seconds before they happen and somehow makes millions of dollars for that. But I've got like a very rough draft, and I don't really want to get too much into the weeds here because I still need to validate this. But this is just like quickly, like rough and dirty 2024 results on the top tier of the PPA new like projected tier one power rank or tier one payouts. And we got Annalie Waters 1.2 million, Ben Johns 1 million. So like you look at maybe how much their guaranteed contracts would be, how much they would make in a year. So like I think if we're seeing any holdouts, it's probably because like, yeah, that's good money for them. But is that more than they would be making if they didn't take this deal for some of these players?
Wait, so this is if they didn't take a deal, like a standard?
No, this is if the highest tier of the new proposed payouts was retroactively applied to 2024.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Dang, so, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty crazy. Yeah. So, like I said, I haven't fully validated this. Take it all with a grain of salt, but I just think that this is going to be something. This is probably my next project after MLP. I really want to dive into this data. So, chat, if that's something you're into, I don't know, say like cool or something.
Colin John's about to have the biggest drop off this year.
Oh man,
next year.
Yeah. I've got some other data.
Bro, better be investing in some real estate or something.
Well, I'm. By the way, if anybody wants to buy a condo in Austin, I'm trying to sell my condo and it's not going well. So if you're into that kind of thing,
Colin Johns, hit him up.
Colin, hit me up. It's
got 400 grand laying around.
Yeah,
apparently,
it's right by Westlake High School. It's great area. Like, yeah, so, yeah, we'll dive into that at a later date. That will be, something in the future. But for now, this is what I'm really the most excited to talk about. And I can't believe it's already been 28 minutes and we're just now getting to it. A lot of rambling from me. But yeah, quick rundown of the MLP playoffs format. The first round will be best of one match. Those will both be early Friday, Texas versus Miami and Orlando versus Utah. The two teams that advance get reseeded to number 7 and number 8. Then St. Louis will choose between 5, Columbus, 6, LA, and the two teams that just advanced of who they want to play. Dallas will have the next pick. New Jersey will have the next pick. So that is kind of the way that it's going to work, at least for San Diego. So it's gonna be interesting. Chris, who are you taking in those first round matches?
I mean, I don't think anybody would take Miami at this point, right? Like, you got to go with Texas.
You got it. And I can confirm I don't think this is a Matty P exclusive, but Christian Alshon will be playing.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. I think everybody already knew that. I think yeah, but
we want to know why he got benched. That's what we want to know.
Yeah, maybe we can get Ryan to do it. I don't know. I feel like when you make a decision like that, like you kind of just, I don't know. It's interesting.
They probably just agreed like, hey, whatever it is, like we're gonna keep it in house. You just don't, like do anything crazy. Don't make a big deal about it. Don't like complain. But we're gonna punish you for whatever this thing is. I want to know what it was though. So bad. Anyways, yeah, I think you got to go Texas over Miami. I believe with the picks that you're doing, I chose Utah against Orlando.
I'm taking Utah too. They just got a 4-0 sweep against Orlando in Salt Lake City, and part of me wonders, like, was Orlando just kind of playing it close to their vest because they knew it was going to be a rematch. They knew they'd be getting it, but like Utah kind of seems like if you look at that the trade they made to kind of supercharge their women, adding Eda Tuianotoa, I think they went 5-0. Elise Jones and Eda Tuianotoa for Utah Black Diamonds, and then Lacey and Millie I think went 0-4 in Salt Lake City. So it is kind of like they both made trades to try to supercharge their women's line and maybe the mixed line, and a little dicey in at least the first look at it for Orlando. So that's why I'm riding with Utah there.
Yeah. But I mean, I do think there is an opportunity for them to upset Utah. Like, it's just, I think if you got to pick Utah though.
And they're technically the 8 seed, I think. So yeah, Lacey, Jake brings up a good point. Not quite. She's in a bit of a slump, I think. I mean, she won the gold medal in Australia and PPA early in the year, but just kind of seems like the results just haven't really been there this MLP season. And then also like just lately on the PPA tour. So she's probably the X factor. Like if she brings her A game, like as good as we know she's capable of playing, then all of a sudden Orlando's like on paper, very dangerous team.
Yeah. It's funny how quickly she became like what I think most people would agree was like the weakest link on the team. It was Samantha Parker. And then all of a sudden Millie Rain comes on and it's like, oh shoot, now it's you, Lacey. You got to figure this out. We need you, And the pressure is higher on her because she's had a lot of success. Someone like Samantha Parker, like I think the expectations were low. So I would imagine that she probably has a lot of pressure. Like she's starting, that is a lot going against all these like tough teams and top players. But, it's like if she loses, everyone's like, all right, well, not exactly the highest on the ranking list. But Lacey, it's like, we kind of drafted you because we thought you'd do some damage.
For sure. So moving on my slides here too. I really phoned it in on this slide. This is a pretty boring slide. It's not my best work. But who would you pick if you were St. Louis? And let's say our predictions make it through. Are you going to play Utah or are you going to play Texas?
Well, I mean, yeah, with Alshon starting, I think that Texas is dangerous. I mean, I think you got to choose Utah. It's tough though, because I feel like Utah is like getting hot. You know what I mean? And like,
well, and that's kind of like I had Anna Bright on the channel. By the way, go watch that video if you haven't yet. About 2 weeks ago, video. And one of the things she said was like, at the time it was a hypothetical about like, do you want to play a team like Chicago who maybe has a lower floor but a higher ceiling if they kind of play up to their full potential? And to me, like, I don't know, I feel like Texas, just with the whole weirdness of why they didn't have Alshon last week, like, are they a team that maybe kind of has like a really low floor if you just catch them when like a kind of a low energy moment? Like, do you want to play them? But another thing she said was when they start getting more so later into the playoffs is it sounds like they really want to prioritize like dream breaker matchups. Like you have to be considering that. So like maybe that's a factor here. I think you'd have to go with Utah though, right? Like, right?
Yeah. I think you got to. Yeah. And also it's like St. Louis is essentially on the bench for the first round. You know what I mean? Like they're coming in already having played a game on the weekend. Like that's a rough spot to be in. I mean, yeah, you get like more rest or whatever, but like it's one match, and that's.
She also said Anna did say
to have
that like they really like winning men's doubles, and I feel like that's a pretty good. Like I would take Gabe and Hayden over Connor and Tyler pretty consistently.
Oh yeah.
And so even though, as Jake brings up in chat, thank you, Jake, that Elise has been scary and Edda's scary. Like I think you basically are taking your chance with the women's doubles to kind of hold their own, and then your men's go get a win. And I feel like it's a pretty good matchup. So let's move on down the line. Who would you take if you were Dallas then? Like you obviously have to take whoever is advancing that St. Louis in a pick, right? Like you're not going to take, you have to take Texas or Orlando or Utah or whoever, right?
Oh yeah, you take the other one. Yeah, I saw that. I saw one of the charts today, and I was like, I forgot that you could even do that. Picking like, what is it, Columbus or LA? Like, why would you ever do that? I was like, what would be the reason you ever would? Like, maybe if you're like, hey, eventually we got to play them, so we might as well play them like
Yeah,
in this round. Like, but I don't. I think that's a dumb choice. Yeah, you gotta just choose whoever the other person is.
for sure. And then it feels like almost a given. We'll get New Jersey versus Columbus. You wouldn't imagine New Jersey would pick to play Ben Johnson and the LA Mad Drops.
I don't know. I don't know if that's as clear cut. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like Columbus is scary to me. Like, I feel like Columbus has some like potential to actually go farther than any of us are expecting. Their whole team is solid. You know, they got Paris, Leia, Diescu, and CJ. Like,
It is a team though that feels like on paper is better than what we've seen from them. Did you agree with that?
I don't know. I think that they've had some weekends where they are just like on fire and unstoppable. So I don't know. I mean, I think that you would choose Columbus because I think looking back, you don't want to go, oh my gosh, we lost that because, you know, we chose to play Ben Johns. Why would we choose that? You could live with the decision of, well, we don't want to play against Ben and the Mad Drops. Yeah, Columbus is a great team, but that felt like the safer choice to make. So I get it. I would get it if it was the opposite way though too.
For sure. And then I think Brooklyn. I went crazy here. I'm picking Brooklyn in an upset over LA. I just think Brooklyn is like just so slept on as a team. So whether they get LA or they do get Columbus, I just like you think about how good they've been in mixed with AJ Kohler, and I guess the big wild card is like how good is Deckel going to be? You know, because we haven't seen.
Oh, is he coming back?
Yeah, he's coming back.
Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's definitely going to be the thing. I mean, it's going to be riding on him.
Yeah, I knew Jake was going to be in chat, so I put that little Easter egg in here. I'm gonna.
Oh, Jake's here. Well, in that case, Brooklyn is gonna definitely.
They might win it all. I mean, I'm gonna frame this comment right here. I always knew I like. Yeah, that's what they call an olive branch, because I know me and Jake have been trying to coordinate schedules to like go fight. So hopefully we can. Yeah, Deckel will be back. He like injured himself coughing during COVID, like he had COVID or something. That's a story I've heard around.
He cracked a rib from coughing. That's wild. Like, how sick did you get, dude?
I just had COVID. Vitamins, not too much coughing. I did have a fever running pretty high, but yeah. By the way, Will Dotton in the chat. I do hope you guys have sanitized those headsets from the commentary booth. So I'm pretty sure I got COVID from MLP Dallas. So maybe wild. Like, you know, bring some. I don't know, a little sanitizing wipe or something.
You could have broke Matty's ribs, Will. What are you doing?
Oh, yeah. It was fun. I had a good chat, too, the other day with Tice. We were just talking about this. Doing commentary is fun. Who wants to hear Chris Cali on the mic at one of these events eventually? Do you think you had the chops for it, Chris?
No, definitely not. I watch you guys do it, and I'm like, they have so much that they could talk about. I would have nothing. Like, I would literally just default to like making fun of people and like just I don't even know. I would just be goofing off. Like I'd be throwing like subtle little like jokes in that like certain people would get, and then if they found out what I was actually doing, they'd be like, "Bro, you can't talk about that." So I'm almost like scared of myself to do it. It'd be fun, but I doubt I'd be asked to come back.
I mean, when I first did it, there was very little vetting. I was kind of just thrown into it. So there was nothing. They never told me, "Hey, don't say this, don't say this." But yeah. Anyway, kind of refocusing back here. That's our first and second round picks. We'll get into maybe down the line. We'll talk about like other stuff later, but. Challenger, how dialed into Challenger are you, Chris? You can tell us the truth here. This is a safe place.
I literally do not watch. I watched I think one Challenger match, and it was when I was in person watching it. Like I'm not interested.
It's just such a weird format. The fact that they played 5 times, plus some teams played a 6th time in the midseason tournament, the EJ, MLP, MST.
And then college teams,
and some played college teams, and then also now like you could play a team for like the 7th time. Like it's gotten to the point where if Las Vegas doesn't advance, like you kind of feel bad for them, right? Like they were so good all season, and then
it's
you got Bay Area like signing a player in the playoffs to like a contract out of the blue. they just signed. Blanking on his name. I think Jonathan Truong. Yeah. It's just kind of funny. I don't know. It's just kind of funny.
It's fun watching him play with his sister.
Yeah.
Honestly, I want. Well, is Colin? So Colin's not with him then, right?
Colin, because technically Sam Querrey is their rostered player. So they traded for him. I think
just to have him injured, right?
Yeah. I mean, it was like it's kind of like you almost wonder, does Sam Querey even know that he's like on a challenger roster? Like I'm actually curious if he's aware.
Yeah, he was not added to the group chat.
Yeah. But yeah. I don't know if I could screen share, but I wanted to get Polymarket up on here. Chris, have you taken a chance to look at the Polymarket, like betting and odds and all that?
I'll be honest with you. I'm like personally like strictly opposed to letting myself gamble. I just have impulse control.
Well, it's not even available in America.
Well, I heard that and I was like, okay, good. So I'm not missing. It made me have less FOMO. But I do. Like I am kind of aware with Polymarket how it works. Like it's all based off of what people are guessing. So like the more people that guess it, the less to pay out. It's not like set odds like it was at one point when what's his name from Twitter was just running away with handfuls of cash.
Oh yeah, it was Pickled Patrio was this user on Twitter who I did a quick little interview with back when I still did the World's Shortest Pickleball podcast, and I think they drove across the country just to gamble. When, like,
dude, that's so wild.
They made like
he literally was sending updates of his car.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on my way to Florida. I'm booking it, and it was a great decision. Like, you could have made a lot of money.
So, like, if you want to know more about this too, Eric Tice did some good journalism. He did a good piece for the Dink. Shout out to Eric Tice, by the way. Pickleball, like. He's like, to me, he's like the most trusted voice in pickleball. So big fan of Eric Tice. But basically, it's like the fact that I think it kind of came to prominence, Polymarket, during like the 2020 election. It was very bullish, or the collective people were very bullish on Trump. And so that's kind of like where it kind of really came into the spotlight. And it's basically just like, it just reacts to what people are believing on when they're putting money on the line. Like that's when somebody is, I guess, giving their true opinion what they think is going to happen if there's money on the line. So that's kind of my understanding of how it works. I do think it was funny, like when it first started, it had like the Texas, like look at it had like I think Texas had like the second most likely champion. At one point it had like Utah.
I saw a screenshot of it.
Yeah, it's definitely seemed to have balanced out a little bit. But here's where we're at right now. Like look at very bullish on the St. Louis Shock, 60%.
Yeah. That's crazy that the Flash and New Jersey are so close to each other.
Like, also, can we talk about real quick, chat? Somebody quickly add all these percentages up because that's like 130%. So, I don't know how this works.
Statty Pickles, let's go.
Yeah, like that's at least that's well over 100%.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Let me get my.
Did you do one? Or are we? I mean, am I not allowed to say that hypothetically?
No. I don't gamble on sports.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen the story about the college football quarterback for Oklahoma who had his Venmo payments and it just says sports gambling and it's a payment from like 2022 and now he's like he might like miss like it's just like
dang.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I didn't know I can get in trouble for that.
Michael, shout out Michael in the chat. He wants to know the total cash. We can see the volume here. It says about $9,700 have been bet on this. So I don't know if that's a lot. It seems like not a lot.
Much. I was about to be like, that's a lot. And I'm like, that's just a lot for me. That's not a lot in grand terms of things.
But Chris,
I don't think a lot of people know about it.
In purely hypothetical, let's pretend. So you've got a hypothetical dollar to spend. Like, where are you going to put your money down? You're going to say St. Louis win it. You can spend 85 cents on them. Or are you going to maybe buy 4 shares of LA Mad Drops to win it? Like if you had a dollar,
you could also bet no. Like I could bet that they will not. That's interesting.
Yeah. So chat, you have one hypothetical dollar. How are you spending it right now? I want to hear some people's predictions.
I would buy at least one for the Columbus Sliders. Like I said, they're my like sleeper team, and I'm not biased because I am a big fan of CJ Klinger. I genuinely am like, I think that they could just like have a crazy run.
Mm-hmm. I had them in my number 1 preseason team. So like if they win it all, I'm gonna go full Jim Kloss and like do victory.
I knew this.
Yeah.
I think you got to go Dallas Flash though too, because I feel like they have like That's probably the best value for your pick right there. You
Hey,
know what I mean? Like, they have a huge
we got
chance
Ross
to win.
Shafit's in the chat. Shout out Ross. He says poly market
No
is off
way.
the U.S. market. Yeah, so only this is just Europeans. Do Europeans no ball basically? So, but at 85 cents for a yes share for the shock, I'm not sure that's the best value out there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That
That's a
Columbus
lot.
sliders, I think you just buy 30 shares of that. Maybe you get a little diversified portfolio though.
I want to gamble now. This is tempting. I'm like, I got $1.
You can
That's
get
crazy.
put your dollar on Utah Black Diamonds. That's very low for Utah relative
That's
to Miami.
that's
At least.
0.3 cents. So
Yeah.
literally like a third of a penny. Is this US dollars?
Or
euros?
Yeah, US dollars. Even though US dollars can't bet.
That's
maybe it's fruit bucks. Anyway,
Okay.
yeah, poly market. It's interesting. I think it's cool. There's also a few other ones. It's like who will make the semifinals. There might be a few other MLP ones, but I haven't really looked too much of those. This is kind of the most interesting one, I thought, for sure.
What was the other site they used last time? Was it FanDuel?
I think it might have been FanDuel, and they were like actually having lines. And the other thing with gambling, and if anybody's more knowledgeable about this in the in the chat, please jump in. But like whenever Annalie was under 18, they couldn't like put any of her matches up, which was interesting because like I don't know, it's like the law or something.
Shout out. Have anybody under 18 that's going to be playing in the playoffs? I don't think so, right?
I think all like the teenagers that are really good at doubles are like over 18 now. Like
everybody's grown up.
It used to be like Gabe and Hayden and Anna Lee and Georgia were all like too young to like do gambling and stuff. I think you can probably gamble on them now if we had gambling. Yeah.
Well, Jonathan Trong is he 18?
I don't think you're gambling on Challenger. No offense to Challenger.
That's what, well, I'm like, maybe that's why. Imagine just because one person is under 18, they're like, dang it. Yeah. Why did you sign him last minute? We were about to gamble.
There was also way back in the day, whenever my dad was everybody drink too. I just mentioned my dad. I can't believe we made it 46 minutes before Matty mentioned his dad. So everybody have a drink. When he was like still the GM of the Ranchers, like there was some weirdness where like a team wanted to bring on an alcohol sponsorship, but they had like under 21 players, so they like couldn't do it. So like he almost pulled off like a heist of a trade because this team wanted like the cash from some alcohol sponsorship, but they had like 15-year-old Georgia on their team, but it fell through at the end. But like it's just kind of funny.
Oh dang! So that was like Atlanta was Michelob Ultra for a little bit, right, or something like that.
Yeah, I think they're now with Stella because that's who did the.
Oh yeah,
the Super Bowl commercial with. Who was on
Camillus? Oh right, you did mention your dad before when you said who's
2 drinks. Yeah. Oh yeah, we talked about his house for sure. Yeah, the house. Yeah.
She's on dad watch.
All right, we'll bring up the PowerPoint back. All my YouTube videos, by the way, are just me giving PowerPoints. Let's talk a little bit. We've got. I'm going to try to cut this off right about an hour, if that works for you, Chris. If you got another 10 minutes or so. MLP expansion. Have you taken a second?
The Palm Beach Royals, my new favorite team.
Yeah,
I love them so much.
I mean,
I'm just leaning into it. You know, I'm just gonna fill them with love. I'm gonna be the Jake Gelvar of the Palm Beach Royals.
Man, that's big shoes to fill. You gotta travel to every event to go crazy for the Palm Beach Royals.
Shirts for them.
Yeah, well, you might want to make them a new logo while you're at it because that's the first thing. Like the first thing that jumped out to me is just how awful the logo is. You know, it is. You can tell the spacing on the lettering just seems off. It just feels very generic. It's not really what pickleballs look like. Did they also kind of steal Annalie's logo for the little crown thing? Like, doesn't she have that kind of logo? You know?
Yeah, that's not far off. Yeah. I despise AI logos. Like
and just the whole shield and paddle. Anytime you have cross paddles or a single paddle, like I'm out on that.
I'm willing to be patient though. Like maybe they just kind of were like, we got to put something together, you know, and then they change it. Like so many teams have changed their logos.
You've seen my graveyard. I
love the graveyard. Yeah.
The MLP presented by Dreamland Graveyard of Forgotten Logos. I don't think I had that in this slide deck, but I've shared that on Twitter before, and I'll bump it again after this. But yeah, logo not great. But Anna Bright, I don't know if you guys have subscribed to her newsletter, but she had some interesting points where she's like, they're in Palm Beach. They just spent enough money to leapfrog all the challenger teams to get into Premier League. There's a lot of pros from Palm Beach, including teams like St. Louis have to drop one of Gabe, Hayden, or Anna Bright. Dallas has to drop one of the Johnsons or Tyra. They're all in that area. So it's like, if this team wants to come in, make a splash, They've kind of got the Palm Beach name to like kind of like how Utah was bragging that all their players live in Utah. Like they could do that, but in like Palm Beach, which would be pretty sick. So I don't know, something to keep.
Why? How did Anna even think about that? What does she know that we don't? I feel like they had a conversation with her.
Maybe
she's about to tank in the finals. They're gonna drop her, and then she's gonna swing over to the Palm Beach Royals, and she's gonna collect like a $500,000 paycheck. We know what you're doing, Anna. It's my conspiracy.
Speaking of expansion and logos, and we talked about this a little bit in the intro back when there was like 2 people in the viewership, but we've also got the Boomer Tour Wars. Are you aware of this?
I love this. I love this so much.
USLPL. Yeah, the USLPL is going to compete with the NPL. So there are now going to be about 300 roster spots just for 50 plus pickleball players, which is crazy. I mean,
I want to get the Villages Heat shirt. That is the worst name, but the best logo for a senior pro tour.
I like
they got the golf cart. Are you kidding me?
You see, they got little pickleballs in the wheels.
That's crazy. That is just genius.
I talked about how I'm out on like the cross paddles imagery and stuff like that. But another thing I'm really not a fan of, first of all, we do have another Royals here in Florida, and we just had the Palm Beach Royals on the last slide. We also have the Florida Storm. We already have, the Shock and the Flash using that.
Oh, there's 2 Florida teams in the same.
There's 2 Florida teams with the same. Like they're not even like cities. They're just like they're both Florida.
Dude, that is wild.
But like another thing I'm really out on is anytime you just have like the ball and it's like has like motion lines behind it, or like it's got like maybe fire around it. Like you look at, I see that on the Boston Dragons, a little bit on the Jersey Shore Shots. And if we take a look one slide further too, like we get into these logos are small, but the Austin Ignite are doing it. The Hot Shots are doing it. We also had the old.
Is this the same league? Wait, what
no,
was
so
that?
This is NPL. These are the NPL teams and logos.
Oh, this is NPL. Okay.
Yeah. So this is NPL. This is USLPL, the new one. So,
dude, where is Supernova? Is that a city?
No, they're they're in space.
Where is that?
It's the first team in space. Elon
that
Musk
is wild.
Yeah, they're
wild.
colonizing.
I loved your joke that you had about the DMV picklers, that they're like the Department of Motor Vehicle picklers.
Yeah, that's yeah.
We need the FBI something. I don't know. The FBI drops, whatever you want to call them. Pickleball club.
I don't know. I just thought this whole thing is so funny that I don't even know if we have technically tour wars, but like we have 2 competing leagues. And NPL was just in Austin. My everybody drink. My dad went out this weekend. He invited me to go out, but I couldn't get away from the house. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I can't imagine, maybe I'm just being mean and cynical, but like I can't really imagine like these leagues are doing well, like as an investment to like get people to watch. It feels like, if I want to be really mean, I'd say like, is this kind of just so people can say they're pros? Like it's just kind of like something like
it's a little it's a little strange that they're trying to like hype this up as something. I mean, whatever, like have
but like
fun, do your thing,
exactly.
but like let's not expect that this is going to be something big time.
Yeah, like that.
I will say I remember last year actually being fairly impressed with NPL's like approach to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were streaming all their games, they had great graphics, social media presence. I was honestly like, oh, okay, like I know about it, and that's like honestly half the battle is like just putting your stuff out there so people constantly see you and are reminded that you exist. So I just knowing that it's a senior thing, I am like already staying away from it. Like I'm like, I don't care. But hey, I mean, if you're an older person, then maybe that's up your alley. And I will say, hey, in 2 years, when Matt Wright is eligible, that could be a big signing for NPL. I mean, I know he doesn't do MLP. Maybe the team thing isn't his thing, but that would be big. That would be big if he hopped over there. I might take a look. I might take a little peek.
I do want to just say, like, I don't want, like, if you're a part of this league or you like it, good for you. I don't want to like make you hate this or talk bad about it, but like, and also I don't want to talk bad about the current senior pro players, because they're all players that were like some of the OGs that have been at it for so long. But like, think about how crazy the senior tour is going to be if this whole thing is still up and running and pickleball like kind of makes it a little bit, or at least can keep this steady state in like 10 years or 20 years. Like pro tour could be kind of fun, like, the kind of bigger names involved. So I don't know, something to think about.
It reminds me of like the 3, what is it called, 3v3 or whatever,
like
the basketball league.
Yeah.
What it's called, but Big 3 or something like that. Yeah. I mean, I don't really watch it, but I know a lot of people who are interested in it just because it's like retired players, that they watch, and it's like, it's interesting to see them still play. And could have that same effect, you know, once it's a little bit like more, you know, people that we're familiar with. So yeah, but good for them. Honestly, I think competition league wise is great. So like they have a good opportunity to really like make this something special if they're like competing with each other, because then they're forced to stand out, you know. So in a year from now, it could be something that we're like, dang, they're like making some cool moves over there. But some of these logos need a little work.
The Del Rey is kind of fun. Anyway, so yeah, here's just a quick look at all the acronyms you need to know if you're a pickleball fan. I mean, it's a lot. I even snuck in a fake one. Chris, can you spot which one of these is fake?
MILF.
Yeah. It does. Every time I see minor league pickleball and they call it MILF, I think, man, I love pickle. That's like what I don't know. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So yeah. I mean, we've got like these ones here, the WPF, the GPF, the IPF. Those are like the federations that are all like, two of them just merged too. Obviously, we all know UPA, UPAA, MLP, PPA, the APP with UTR. Then I mean, it's crazy. Like it's pretty funny to me how many there are.
I'm actually feeling very overwhelmed looking at this, and I don't think I'd be able to name these specifically. Like I think a lot of them would catch me off guard. Like
the WBPPA. I think I might have said too many P's. That's the Tina Pisnick, Colin John's new thing. Yeah.
Players Association. I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
Players. I don't know. Something players in there. EJMLPPB.
Oh, we got Hey Shay. Hey Shay is tuning in. Just I guess the Taylor Swift podcast must have just ended, so now she's tuning in here. Did that break the internet, by the way? Is that why I had such a slow start with viewers here? Yeah, guys, we're riding over 20. This is pretty big for the brand here. So we'll definitely be doing a giveaway. Anybody who is in the live stream chat, you'll be entered in. I'll do like a little video on Instagram, spinning a wheel or something.
Let's go.
Odoth, you know we love you. You know we love you. Is your mom listening? Well, is she as big of a pickleball fan as you? But yeah, I think that's about all the slides I have. Do you want to look at some charts? Do you guys like more charts?
I do.
We got about 3 minutes left. Chris, you can pick one of these charts. Which chart would you like to see? Animated charts.
Eeny, meeny, I'm gonna go MLP, and I want to do. Let's go partnership web. That sounds fun.
And by the way, if you are a member of the channel, become a Basil buddy for just $1 a month. Chris, you're a member. We've got a few members in here. Buddy. Jake's a member. You can get access to these charts. Click around yourself, and you get access to the Basil the Dog, My Pickleball Life episode that I made. So yeah, you know, support the channel a little bit. $1 there. Hey, Pickle Wave in here too. I've done a few blogs for him. Actually, a few of these charts you can find on Pickle Wave too. Big fan of Pickle Wave. But yeah, let me get this one on the share real quick.
Pickle Wave is dope. I went on there for the first time and I was like blown away. I was like, oh, this is so good. Why haven't I used this more? Raise your hand if you remember Bonnie's Wine Night. I never stopped thinking about it. That's some
deep lore. That is some.
Shout out to Discord.
Let me get this chart up. 1 second, guys. We're still kind of learning best practices and whatnot. And clicking around. I can only like share one screen at a time, which was kind of what was making this.
I just want to give a shout out to all the content creators out there.
Yeah.
While we're waiting for Matty to pull this up, especially those that make hilarious videos. Like you see them in one angle, they're hitting a pickleball, driving it, and you're like, oh look, they're drilling, and then it turns around and they're just hitting them all over the place. I saw that for the first time today. Cracked me up.
Yeah, I do some of those skits for the Pickle Ranch, and I'm trying to make sure we stay fresh and that we don't end up earning the ire of Chris Cali. So Chris, here we've got the color-coded teams. Each of these dots is a player. So like real quickly here, it's just who did a player partner with at MLP. So the St. Louis Shock have only partnered with each other. But you find a player like Ben Johns, and you look how many partners he had, and Tammy Emmerich actually led the league with 9 partners this year. I gave her an award last week in my award show. I gave her a free sandwich. Like if you had a punch card, you got like free punch. So that was kind of my angle I took there. But Yeah. So this is kind of showing like who played with who. You can see teams that were kind of like very insulated, only like shuffling around within themselves, like the Shock, the Dallas Flash down here. They didn't even like the Shock actually traded up their mixed doubles lineup at one point in the season, whereas the Flash only literally played the same 4 lineups in every single match. So I just thought this was interesting. It's more fun if you can kind of click around and kind of see what you have. I also have one of these up on the PPA website, or on the PPA data up on the Picklewave blog. So if you're into that kind of thing, go check that out.
We need to make one of these for people commentating and the matches so we can find out who gave you COVID. I feel like if we had that.
Yeah, exactly. Find out who did I interact with? Or who I gave.
Will was with Eric Tice, and he was with Drew Felios, and Drew Felios was with Mish.
Yeah. So that's an hour. Fun stream. I think we'll probably just about call it here. I do want to give a quick shout out to here, Johnny 5.0. I don't know if you guys know him, but he's a Twitter staple, and his family's kind of has asked for some help. So if you're able to do that, I've got a link in the description of this video if you kind of want to hear his story, if you're into that. But just know, Johnny, if you do see this, we're thinking of you, and hoping the best for your family. So that's gonna do it on the stream. Chris, any shout outs you wanna do real quick?
Shout out to the Discord and Pickleball X. Yo, everybody needs to get on Pickleball X. I love X. Pickleball, it is my favorite.
Did you know it was formerly known as Twitter? I saw a tweet from Camilla Zilvetti that told me that it used to be Twitter. I didn't even realize that.
She's always letting people know that fun fact.
I feel like she's made, so shout out. You've made Pickleball Twitter more fun. Everybody who's on there, we're all making it more fun lately. I saw Frank in here earlier. Frank's making Pickleball Twitter more fun. I just think it's all.
You got to meet him, right? He's a real human being.
I met Frank in person. Go watch my MLP Dallas vlog if you want proof.
Yo,
it's not X, it's Twitter.
He's real. Yeah. Most consistent tweeter out there. It's not X, it's Twitter.
He's a reply guy. He does his thing. But yeah. That'll do it, guys. I don't know how to end the stream. Is there a button for ending the stream?
We're just gonna disconnect. Bye, everybody.
I'm gonna fade into my black dark room here. All right. Bye, everybody.
Peace out.